Okay, guys, I am sorry I've been away for a while. Just lots of stuff going on, and to be honest, I hadn't been watching a lot of wrestling, and I like some of the stories that are being created now. So I've gotten back into it again, and I really enjoyed Wrestle Palooza last night. I let me know in the comment section what you guys thought. I thought it was a good show. Had a couple of hiccups, but any show will. I thought the Lesnar Cena match was done just the way it should have been done. I mean, for whatever's going on, we're obviously building Lesnar for another one of these monster runs, and I think Lesnar is one of the greatest monster characters in the history of wrestling. I'm a huge Brock Lesnar fan in the ring. I love the things he does. We can do a whole separate video on that. I know there's a lot of different takes on Brock, and I could explain why. But for now, I just wanted to make this video because I see there were a ton of questions last night during the Usos match about Jey getting busted open. Why did it happen? How did it happen? How come he just had blood all of a sudden? And when I saw it take place, I kind of figured what went on, because as somebody who has encountered a lot of metal folding chairs over my life, it's not hard to imagine when something takes place that the goddamn chair had something to do with it. So basically what I had thought had happened, it happens right after he nails Braun across the back with a chair. So I figured he had leaned in too deep, because, I mean, he hit him good. And what you have to remember is he hit him hard enough, there's going to be a recoil. It's going to hit his back and come back a little. And when you're hitting somebody with a chair, obviously you're using the seat side, if you're doing it right. So you leave the rim of the bottom of the chair exposed. So I figured he had leaned too far in, got his head down, and just bapped it off that corner of the chair. You'd say, oh, that doesn't seem like it's that bad. But you have to remember, these chairs, even if they're gimmicked, and they're still metal folding chairs. They're real metal folding chairs. A lot of times there's little jagged pieces on the chair. When the chair was created, it wasn't smooth perfectly. It happens all the time. So I, being a nerd, I went through and I went frame by frame to try and see what happened. Now, of course, the shot they'd taken was quite a ways away from Jey, and it was a flurry of activity. It was moving fast, so the pictures aren't that good. But let's take a look here. Now this is move this here easier for me. This is as he's coming down with the chair, and you can see he's leaning into the chair shot. He's right down close to the chair as it's going to make contact. And then here's number 2. Now we're just about the point of contact, and again, his head's right down there next to the chair. Easy enough to do. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. It's easy enough to do, and forget that you need to be clear of that chair a little bit, that there's going to be a recoil. Now here, this is the part where I think I was off a bit, because as you can see, now look at, if you look at the upper corner of the seat up towards the top part of Braun's back, you can see now how the chair has made contact. That seat gives. Jimmy hit him perfectly with it. Hit him, just how you're supposed to, nice and flat. That seat gives, and it curled it up. So I figured as that curled up, Jey had been too close to that curl, and it bounced his head off it. But it isn't. His head is way down still near the legs of the chair. He's got them grabbed tight. That's another big thing when you give a chair shot. You got to hold those legs tight, because when you make contact, they're going to try and open up. And that'll just end up hurting you if you're doing a chair shot to the head, which they don't do anymore. But unfortunately, in my day, we did them all the time. If you hit somebody over the head with it and you don't have the legs tight, their head goes through the seat, the hard back of the chair comes around, blasts your head open. Couldn't tell you how many times I've had that happen. It's a joy. And this is the final shot. As you see now, Jey is recoiling back from that. Obviously, what he did was he bumped his head on the legs of the chair. And number 5, I don't think, no, that's after it's finished. Now, now you can see that he's just reacting to being cut. He got his face too close to the legs of the chair. Chair recoils a little, and he hit himself. Again, you got to remember, guys, these still are real metal folding chairs. There has to be something holding that hinge point together in the legs. whether it's a screw or whatever type of hardware it is, that's going to have an edge. You just hit somebody with significant contact. You could have buckled that metal a little bit, made a sharp point. Oh, that stuff happens all the time. Whatever the case is, Jey hits him, chair comes back a little, head comes down. Chair's got force coming up, head got force going down, and he lacerated it. Good laceration. That was a lot of blood. As far as it seems like they wrap things up quick, which is understandable. You would hope, and I'm not going to, this is just me speaking from my experiences, not that I know any more than anyone else about that specific incident. I'm just saying from my experiences, cuts to the forehead, cuts to the head area, they bleed like hell. They hurt. I mean, in my years of wrestling, I've had way, way worse pain than lacerations. But they look really bad. And I don't know how often, I would imagine he came up through the indies and everything. Jey's done plenty of blading. One of the things you get, and happened to me, happens to everybody, the first times you blade, if you get a really good flow of blood going, which Jey had there, it's disconcerting because now everything is literally crimson. You're looking at everything through a red vision. I'll show you. This is a good picture I have from the end of a hardcore match. And as you can see, the blood just cascades right into your eyes, and it covers your eyes, and you're seeing everything through this red tint. It stings a little, the blood in your eyes, of course, and the blood's bringing sweat along with it. So it's a little disconcerting. After a while, I'd been through that so many times between hard way and actually blading. It's like anything else in life. It's not a tough guy thing or anything. You just get used to it. I've experienced it before. I knew it was going to happen when I did it. So it's not that much. It doesn't set you back all that much. But that's what happened. I haven't read anything yet this morning on Jey. I'm hoping he's okay. Typically, that's something, you'll take and you'll get a bunch of staples, get some stitches, whatever the case may be, hold it back together, and you go on your way. He didn't show any immediate signs of concussion or anything. I don't know that. And again, I'm not going to say either way for certain. It just didn't seem like there was enough of a blunt force trauma to give his head that head snap, have your brain crash into the skull, and get the concussion, which I'm hoping he didn't. Because laceration's a cut. You get it patched up, you'll be fine. Drink some orange juice. You lost a lot of blood. But the concussions are more of a concern. And as somebody who's had like a dozen of them, I can guarantee you, they're not fun. The whole feeling like you're going to puke thing and can't watch any type of motion without getting nauseous. But that's basically what seems to have happened. Being able to break it down frame by frame seems pretty certain that's what took place. I know a lot of people had questions. I'm sure a lot of you had figured it out by now. But I just thought I'd make this video for anybody who wasn't sure what went on there. Hopefully Jey's fine. Nasty little laceration. And he wasn't expecting it, so I'm sure it disconcerted him a little bit. He did a great job of continuing on. He pushes the referee out of the way like he should for the pushes LA Knight out of the way so they can take the spear into the table, both him and Jimmy. And that was cool at the end, too. That was perfect how right as Jey was getting pinned, the table closed, fell over onto Jimmy. It was like closing the casket type of thing. So I thought the show was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. That match was great. But that seems to be what happened to Jimmy. It's a tough business. No matter how many of your friends want to tell you how fake it is and this, that, or the other, it's a tough business and you get hurt a lot. And that was just another unfortunate situation of a bad laceration.